Yo, yo, mic check, 1 2 1 2. We are going to check out this video. I want y'all to see. It talks about black people, black men defending this monkey video. Now, I do want to say this because it happened at a time where I just posted a video about white people looking more like monkeys and resembling more like monkeys than black people. And I had a few white people who got on my Facebook page and they was upset about it. They were genuinely upset about it. Like, no, we all the same and all this and all that. But then when they see like Obama and Michelle, our first lady, who should be distinguished at all times, even after they die, they should be always held as one of our greatest presidents, whatever. I don't care what politics are, whatever. But for them to be called an animal, a monkey, dehumanizing, like that's not anything small. And if you don't see that, or you're hurt, they cause people. It's really, I mean, to be totally honest, I don't think like it's hope for them to ever get to a point where they understand people's hurt and people's pain, or even if they did, they're not going to recognize it. Because there is no compassion there. And like when I see no compassion, y'all have to understand like that no compassion is gone. Like there is no, I feel sorry for you. No, I wish you well. A lot of I'm talking about like straight racist people. Like some people don't even know it, but like straight racist people, they don't have that compassion. That's one thing y'all need to understand. And it's hard to even think about it because we all got compassion for like each other. We want to see each other rise. We want to see each other succeed in this world, I would think. But there are some people, they don't have that. So the video we're going to watch right now is going to, while this is getting jumped off, I am on YouTube, I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Twitch. So make sure y'all check it out. We're going to check out this video, and I want y'all to watch. Tell me what y'all thoughts are.
Yeah. No, you're right. Everything you just said is true. Thanks for joining us, Ron. You know, I wanted to talk to you about ICE and so many other topics. I didn't expect that I'd have to ask you this to start the interview. It's just unreal, Roland. What did you make? And I'm wondering what your first reaction was, Roland, when you saw this video and depicting Barack Obama and Michelle Obama as monkeys. What went through your mind?
Easy. The racist who Donald Trump is shows us exactly who he has always been. Remember, and I remember being at CNN when this happened, when he was questioning whether President Barack Obama was born in this country. It was racist. And I watched as mainstream media, CNN, all these networks go along with it as if it was a legitimate issue. And I kept saying then, you are emboldening this bigot. And that's exactly what happened. They legitimize the bigot. And so what then happens? He kept going. I'll never forget when it was somewhere he traveled and he parked his plane outside, and it was outside of a hangar. And it was like the very presidential type thing where he was supposed to talk about it. And then I remember another situation when he had all these generals who were standing behind him, supporting his candidacy, and he was supposed to reveal some information. He never did. He played all the media. And so they allowed it to happen. So then when he descended down the escalator and the racist things that he said about Mexicans and others, hey, they excused it. And so the response that you see, now granted, you've had a lot of Republicans who have been calling him out, but the response from a lot of the supporters, like, oh, this is a nothing burger, this is no big deal.
Right.
So what they did was, by legitimizing the bigotry, and see, I'll never forget the sexism. New York Times did an article talking about his treatment of women, and I'll never forget Morning Joe Scarborough, and Mark Halperin were on, and they were like, well, this is all they've got? They were like, this is what they said. Oh, this is Trump being Trump. And I said, are you guys serious? So in every instance, what mainstream media did was it legitimized the racism, legitimized the misogyny and the sexism, dismissed it as, oh, just Trump being Trump. So therefore, folks didn't take it seriously. And so he had a free pass to say whatever he wants, do what he wants, and the things that he has done. That if Biden, that speech that he gave yesterday, the National Prayer Breakfast, if Biden, Obama, or any Democrat gave that speech, they would be vilified, not only by the right, but also by so-called progressive outlets as well. But he gets to do what he wants to do.
Yep. Roland, that's a good point you make there. And, you know, it's interesting because now they're doing damage control, right, Roland? First of all, Caroline Leavitt comes out and she defends it. She almost basically doubles down on it. She blames Democrats and calls it fake outrage. Then they take it down. Now they're blaming a staffer. Roland, I don't know about you, but I don't believe anything they say. I think Donald Trump actually did this. I think it was Donald Trump. Because if it's not, why don't they release the name of the person who did this, and why don't they hold it, right?
So you notice, it's never his fault. It's always someone else. No, he absolutely did this. There's no doubt in my mind. He did it. Of course he did it. And if he didn't do it, he approved it. And this is what they do. And so remember, what did Roy Cohn tell Trump? Never apologize, never explain, never defend, always go on the attack. So you blame somebody else. I can tell you, I was communicating with some very prominent Black Republicans this morning, and the message was sent to the White House. You have crossed a line. If it doesn't come down, then we're going to come out. Now, Tim Scott did not put it on his, see, remember, Tim Scott didn't put it on his personal account. He didn't put it on his senatorial account. He put it on his other account. I think it's Vote Tim Scott, okay? So he called it racist. So they were like, yo, we're gonna do it. Guess what? Burgess Owens, Black Republican from Utah, nothing. Wesley Hunt, Black Republican from Texas, nothing. Byron Donalds, who's running for Florida governor and who's been kissing Trump's ass and got his. He said he called the White House and they said, oh, it was a. And so what you have here is someone who never takes accountability. It's never him. But again, every Democratic president, you're the president. Buck stops with you. And so they are going to allow Donald Trump to weasel his way out of this again. And there will be no accountability, no retribution. And that's also why he still allows openly loving Nazis to serve his administration. Individuals who have been busted for being racist. That ICE attorney down in Dallas, Texas, outed for his Twitter account. Has he been fired? Nope, he's back on the job. Paul Ingracia, who Trump nominated for a position, they moved him somewhere else, he's still serving. This is what Donald Trump has done. Donald Trump has given approval to racists, to white supremacists, to sexists, to misogynists. You don't have to, there will be no repercussions for your behavior. And that's why we're seeing so many other people do the same thing. But they said, hey, my leader says it's okay.
Yeah. Well said there, Roland. I wanted to ask you this, and I'm sorry if I'm being a little graphic here, but I've been saying this for a long time, which is if Donald Trump molested a child on camera, I still believe there is a base of Trump supporters that would still support him. And I'll make
we have proof.
Yeah,
we have proof.
That's true. But you're right. And now I'm going to make this comparison. And I hate to do this because it pains me to say this, but this is how I feel. If Donald Trump today put out a video and called the Obamas and used the N-word, I still think there is a base of his supporters, even elected officials, that might still defend him. So it's like,
That's
I'm not-
not me. That's not even 70, 30, 60, 40. No, it's 100% correct. They will. Listen, when he said, I could shoot someone on Fifth Avenue
yeah, they would still
and
support
I
him.
wouldn't lose support, that was true. What people have to understand is that the Republican Party, the entire party, top to bottom, what they have done, they have said, we love power so much that there's nothing that you can do that's going to cause us to even say he's going to go get this person. But Eric Harrison, I was in that CNN. Eric Harrison, very much hardcore conservative, Christian conservative. He's always talking about Christian values. Every time he said, Trump does so, this is what he said. He says, he calls it out and then goes, but I voted for him because no matter what, he was better than the other side. Well, when you say that, that means that it doesn't matter what he does. Doesn't matter what he says, but because he is going to advance the Republican Party's position, hey, I voted for him. So again, no repercussion. So the greatest repercussion in politics is to throw you out of office. What did Mitch McConnell say after January 6th? Mitch McConnell, all these Republicans said, no, we're not going to convict him because we think he's never going to come back from this. He's never going to survive this. And let me tell you what I did. If people go to my YouTube channel, I did this whole deconstruction, and it was biblical. And that is, all of these people said, you know what? We want a king. And if you read 1 Samuel, we want a king. God was like, wait a minute, no. They want a king. So God said to Samuel, okay, I'm going to let them have a king. I'm going to tell them what the king is going to do to them. They're going to regret they asked for a king. And even when Samuel the prophet went back and told them, they said, we still want a king. So the people who voted for Trump, they were told, they were shown on January 6th, he's lied about the election in 2020. They said, it doesn't matter. We want our king back. But this is what I say to all those broke-ass white farmers in Nebraska and Iowa, Wisconsin, who are crying about losing their farms. No, you wanted a king. You got a king. To the Latino voters who ignored his racism and said, we want him because these people got to go back. Guess what? You wanted a king. You now got a king. The people in Kentucky who are complaining about losing their Affordable Care Act, who are complaining about cuts to food benefits. Guess what? You voted for a king. You got a king. And so that's the real deal here. Now, granted, the rest of us are hurt by it, but they wanted a king.
Right.
They got their king, and now they have to live with the repercussions of their king.
And Roland, I agree, and I feel like the same people that are defending this Obama video, depicting them as monkeys, it pains me to even say that. It's so despicable. I feel like they're the same people that are defending Renee Good getting shot in the face, defending the Alex Pretty murder, right? These are the same people. They're defending these ICE thugs that are treating brown people and people with accents like animals.
Did you see Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent?
Yeah.
Now, let's be real clear. You're talking about an administration that has an animus towards LGBTQ. But Scott Bessent is not going to say anything.
A little bit more of it. It's crazy.
He sits there when he is questioned by Maryland Senator, well, this escapes me right now, used to be Chris Van Hollen. And he's like, well, will you condemn this? Well, yes, I did. And will you condemn the killer of who was the nutcase trying to break into the Capitol? Trump gave her family $50 million.
Ashley Babbitt, yeah.
Ashley Babbitt.
5 million, yeah, 5 million. Yep.
Here is Scott Bessent telling Van Hollen, will you condemn that? I'm sorry, last I checked, the Capitol was barricaded.
Right.
This woman was trying to break in security on the other side with guns saying, don't come in, and she's still doing it. Oh, hell no. I'm not going to condemn. I will not condemn what happened to Ashley Babbitt because she was, I'm sorry, what do they tell black people? Why didn't you comply?
Right.
Why didn't you comply? See, so this is what they now have done. So they now want to say to any Democrat or progressive or independent, well, if you want us to condemn Renee Good's shooting, then you got to condemn Ashley Babbitt. I wish Ashley Babbitt wasn't shot. I wish she didn't die. But Ashley Babbitt tried to break through a barricaded building, and the cops were saying, don't do it or we're going to shoot. She kept doing it, and they shot. But this is how these people are. They are equating those two as the same.
Yeah, you're right. And, you know, Alex Preddy never brandished his weapon. Of course, they lied about that, as you know, Roland. And they shot an unarmed man. He was unarmed when he was shot. He was on his knees. As far as Renee Good go, they say that this guy, Jonathan Ross, not only was he struck with the vehicle, but he had internal bleeding. He never fell to the ground. He kept his cell phone in one of his hands, and then he casually left the scene with the murder weapon. But yet, there's no investigation there. They're done with that. And there wasn't even an investigation into Renee Good.
I'm sorry. Do you recall the health update of the internal bleeding? Oh, that's no different than the doctors never coming out who treated Trump at the attempted assassination. So it's amazing to this day. We've never had. I just finished watching a documentary on the Parkland doctors who treated JFK, who totally disagreed with the Warren Commission because they were like, we actually treated them. So you mean to tell me that we've heard from those doctors, and most of them have since passed away? We still haven't heard from these folks here.
That's true. Yeah.
What we're dealing with here is, again, this is where I despise what is happening with mainstream media. What they have done, they have said, we are going to overlook everything with this man. We're going to stop demanding answers every single day. What's the status of the investigation? It's as if, okay, so, and what Trump does, and Steve Bannon has already told us this, if we just throw more stuff out, just more, we're going to totally distract. The only thing that's stuck that they cannot distract from, and that's because it actually was pushed by the right, because they thought it was going to ensnare Democrats, is the Epstein files. That's the only thing. Everything else, they will like quickly move along. And the problem here is they want us to go along with it. And so he just weasels out of everything, and they don't get called out. And you have to. And it has to be a combination of legal, but it also has to be people who are protesting, who are pressuring, and that has to continue. And then we have to say, fine, take the legal, do the street action when it comes to protesting. But at the end of the day, the only way you can truly hold these people accountable is if you strip power from Republicans in the Senate and in the House. That means we could talk all day, but that means they got to lose. Republicans got to lose in North Carolina, lose in Georgia, lose in Maine, lose in Iowa, lose in Alaska, and then Democrats have to defend in Michigan. And hey, let's see what happens with Cornyn and Paxton. You try to mobilize, organize. But the bottom line is, as long as these people have control of the House, the Senate, and the White House, they will do whatever they want to do, and we will never get answers to what they're doing.
Are you worried, though, Roland, with the midterms right around the corner, that there will be cheating involved? I mean, you see what they've done with Tulsi Gabbard already. I'm actually worried that there might not even be an election, and if there is, there's going to be cheating involved. That's what I'm worried about.
I think the only way to battle that is the system has to be overwhelmed. I mean, and I'm talking about everywhere. I have spoken all around the country in the past. I mean, I'm always speaking about the country, but I will say especially all 2025 and now 2026. What I have been saying specifically to African Americans is I need to see a 70% minimum turnout of eligible voters. I don't want to see 48%, 52%, 55%. No, I need to see 70. I need to see mass turnout. The same thing needs to happen for Latino voters. white voters, young voters. When Beto O'Rourke lost to Greg Abbott, 75% of Texas voters 30 and under did not vote. Didn't vote at all. So we have to absolutely overwhelm the system. What we have to have is we have to literally have a 2020 COVID turnout. See, the real reason Republicans are so angry about the 2020 election is because of COVID, what we saw was an expansion of voter access. Right. We saw, oh, you don't have to give a reason you want to vote absentee. So Republicans are on record. I play all the time. You should play it. I play it all the time. That 1981, it's about a 45-second clip of Paul Weyrich, founder of the Moral Majority, founder of the Heritage Foundation, speaking at a convention in Dallas, where he says, I don't want everyone to vote. So the Republican Party is on the record. Numerous people saying, if we contract the vote, make it smaller, we win.
Well, that's obvious. The more people roll, yeah.
There you go.
The more people that vote, the better chance that Democrats have to win. We all know that. Just look at our history. So, I agree with you 100% on that.
So what has to happen is we have to overwhelm the system. We have to say, oh, if y'all gonna steal this, you're gonna have to steal 100,000, 200,000 votes. It's not going to be a situation where, okay, 7,000, 5,000, because that's what they're going to try to do. Steve Bannon called it after Trump lost in 2020. We need to take over boards of elections. And so look at North Carolina. I mean, I need like North Carolina Democrats. I'm like, what the hell were you thinking? So you win. You win the governor's mansion. You win the lieutenant governor's race. You win the attorney general race, the secretary of state's race. You win the Supreme Court seat race, and then, but what happens? Republicans still have control of the legislature. They take the power from the state board of education from the governor and give it to the state auditor. They strip it from the governor. So it's like, no, Democrats, you got to keep them from having control of the legislature so that doesn't happen, because that's what they want to do. This whole Fulton County, everybody forgets. Besides what Trump is doing with Fulton County by taking the ballot boxes, you got to remember, Republicans changed the law in Georgia to say we could take over the Fulton County Elections Board if we see any irregularities. Greg Abbott did the same thing in my state of Texas. And there was only one, the crazy part, the way they wrote the law, there was only one county that law applied to, Harris County. Not Dallas, not Bayer, not Travis, not Tarrant, the four of the largest counties, just Harris, because Harris County is blue. So because the Republicans hate the fact that they can't control Harris County, which is larger, frankly, than several of our states. So what we have to understand, and again, I've never in my life self-identified as a Republican or a Democrat or even as an independent. Right. I'm a voter. I look at issues, look at people. These people, the Republican Party of 2026, is a threat to this republic. They are a threat to humanity with their leadership. And I have no problem if a Republican and a Democrat runs, they lay the issues out and people vote. But what these people are doing is they want to completely dismantle this, to put in place white supremacy, to lock in this power. They do not believe in a diverse America. They don't, I keep telling white women, they don't want to see y'all voting. They don't want to see y'all having jobs. They just come after black people. I keep telling these white women, they want y'all to stay in the house, lay down, have sex, birth babies, go cook in the kitchen, and shut up. And I'm like, and they actually have said it.
It's true.
It's like, this me saying it, they said it.
Your perfect domain is out there. Go to Wix and make it yours.
No, you're right. Everything you just said is true. It's misogynist values. I mean, there are even some people who don't even believe that women should be voting in this day and age.
Yes.
It's crazy. Roland, before I let you go, let's just say this. It's so important that people like you are speaking out today. And I'm so appreciative that you were able to come on the show. Before I let you go, I want to just give people the opportunity on my show. How do they follow you on Unfiltered? You do a phenomenal job. I have so much respect for what you do, Roland.
All right, y'all. That's the end of that. Let me know what y'all think. Leave your comments. I'll get back with you.